Okay, let's get started. Hi, I'm Bill, and if this is the first time dropping into the channel, welcome. I just wanted to bring you up to date. I will have a complete trip report in a separate video. I did go down to Goat Mountain Astronomical Research Station this past weekend, and I was able to collect some data from the Pelican nebula using my ASI533MC Pro and the Optolong L-eXtreme filter. So now I'm trying to wrap my head around how do you process data in PixInsight when you use a one-shot colored camera, but you've put a broadband filter in front of it where only a certain portion of the spectrum, the HA and the O3, hit the RGGB micro lenses in front of every pixel. And to show you what I mean, let's go here. This is an RGB image up through image calibration, and I think I rotated it. This one here is the same image with dynamic background extraction applied. But if we look at the filter, what we've done is we're only letting through the 656 nanometer range around the HA and the 500 nanometer range around the O3. So how do I handle that? I feel like I have to extract out signal. So what I've done is, let's just put this down. What I've done is I've taken this image here and I've used channel extraction, and I've extracted out the R channel, the G channel, and the B channel. So if we look at the R channel, let's go to 1:1. This is the signal I get on the R channel. A lot of signal there. It's the red channel. HA is in the is in that red spectrum, as I understand it. Here is the green channel. This is in the area of the O3, so that's probably what's hitting the green channel. And then we get to the blue channel, and there's really very little, if any, signal there. But I think I need to do something. I think I now need to flip into more of how you might process a narrowband image. And so this is what I am exploring right now. If you have some tips and tricks on how to do this, or a workflow that you use to do this. But this is my approach, and what I'm doing is I'm using pixel math. And as you may know, in pixel math you can use the expression editor, and you can use expressions for the R, the G, and the B channel. And so what I'm doing is I'm mixing in the G a little bit of the red, the green, and the blue together of different ratios, and then this is the resulting image from this mixture. This is the last one I did. So what I'm trying to do is get something that looks visually appealing. I've got a lot more processing to do on this image, but with the recipe I just showed in pixel math, this is the resulting image. With a different recipe, I got something that looked like this. And so I'm trying, this one has, I think, a little bit more red. And then the first one I did looks something like this. Well, it looked like this. So what I'm trying to do is play with the ratio of the available signal, which is mostly in the red and the green channels, um, to produce something that is visually pleasing. And you see, we have a lot of green in here. So in this recipe, I must have had a lot of green. So this is new ground to me, but I'm having fun. I like PixInsight now. I really kind of, was afraid of it, but the great thing is once you get your core integrated image, which was basically this image here, I can do all kinds of things to it, and I can always get back to this point again, to this point and start over again. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know what I'm doing. I have this is about 4.6 hours worth of data. The Pelican became available around 1:45 in the morning and was there until about 4:11 in the morning when astronomical dawn came about. But I felt it was worthwhile to try an image using the 533MC Pro and the Optolong filter, so I can start to learn some of the characteristics about it, and then also build a workflow on how to process data that was collected with a one-shot color camera, where you drop a dual band narrow band filter in front of it. So, and anyway, now something I did earlier, and I have not been able to replicate it. I was mixing some of these different ratios together, and I produced an image where when I rolled into it, I had really bad halos. But you can see this here is, no halos that I can see, no significant halos. And immediately I got concerned, man, I didn't do my research before I bought the Optolong filter, and then I started seeing some threads on the internet where people have reported halos with the Optolong L-eXtreme and the L-enhance, and I thought, oh boy. But I blew those views away inadvertently, and I haven't been able to create those same steps that produce those halos. So right now I'm not going to worry about it too much. But if you've seen, if you're a user of the Optolong L-eXtreme filter and you've seen some halos in your images, it'd sure be helpful if you call that out. So much to learn, everything is a new learning curve in a sense. But anyway, I've started to collect data. I probably will not image in the end of May because I have another trip planned with Lori, my wife. But end of June is the big trip for me, and I wanted to get this data collected and start to learn how to process it. So when I really start collecting the data, come towards the end of June, I have a good solid workflow in PixInsight on how to process data collected with the 533 and the Optolong L-eXtreme filter. So I think that's about it. Look for my trip report. Boy, it was a fantastic trip. I learned a lot. I got some good intel on the Celestron 8-inch HD, some of the challenges you could expect. There was a person there with a Fluorestar 91. It was a new moon weekend. It was the club's 65th anniversary, 20 years of ownership of Goat Mountain Astronomical Research Station. So it was just a fantastic weekend. I probably properly set up my my guiding. I was getting good results with my EQ 6-R Pro. So that'll all be in the trip report. Other than that, once I get a good workflow that's repeatable for how to process these images, I'll be happy to share that information with you. And if you have anything that you can share with me that might help, I will put a document link in this video to show you what I'm using. I found a thread on the PixInsight forum on where people were discussing how to process dual band filter information taken with a one-shot color camera. So you could take a look at that if you're interested. And other than that, you know, if you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up. As always, like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank you for dropping into the channel. And other than that, see you next time, and clear skies wherever you may be.